almost 18 years ago, you saw things that you just had never seen on a screen before, and I feel like I saw that here, the kaleidoscope city, and a the battle in reverse entropy as the city is coming together. That's a new one. How did you and Robert Cargill and John Spates come up with these sequences?
Yeah, the sequences were things that I started with. I remember saying to Kevin Feige when I came in and met with him for the first time, I described some of these sequences. I actually wrote the astral fight scene and storyboarded that, and used that as a demonstration for the kind of thing I thought should be in a Doctor Strange movie. And I remember telling him that I felt like visual effects movies in general, tentpole movies in general, are always using the technology for this same sort of thing, which is usually mass destruction. And I really wanted to have set pieces that weren't about mass destruction and weren't about gunfights, but were more creative, because I wanted to get that feeling that you're talking about when you see The Matrix for the first time, when you see Inception for the first time, when you see Blade Runner for the first time, these movies that were groundbreaking movies when they first came out. And the starting point was a handful of the set pieces. I would remember saying I wanted to have a really mind trip through the multiple dimensions that was as psychedelic and weird as you could get. The astral fight, I said I wanted to have a scene where we were fighting forward in time while time was running backwards for the finale. Everything is the cliches, every Marvel movie ends with, a fight scene where you're destroying a city and you gotta close the portal in time. I was like, well, let's undestroy a city and go through the portal, because I always want to know what's on the other side, And it was starting with those basic set pieces and the basic origin story from the Lee Ditko comics. Like those were that was the jumping off point. And I remember telling Kevin I really wanted I wanted it to be the kind of movie where every set piece, every big action scene would be by far the weirdest scene in any other movie, but they keep piling up, and I think everybody got excited about that, and the visual effects vendors got excited about that, and everybody was contributing ideas all along and trying to push the boundaries of what we've seen.
Were there any other artists besides comic book artists who worked on Doctor Strange? I'm wondering, like MC Escher.